up, YouTube? It's Artisan MC. And for this PMDM, I'm going to call it strength from weakness. Now, on Saturday on ArtofIBMOR stream, there was a conversation I was a part of about a married man letting his wife have sex with other men. And the understanding of it was, by most of the guys on the panel, was that the guy was weak because he would let the woman, his wife, do that. Right. So my position was that it was not a position of weakness necessarily, because they were believing that the woman was in charge of that. And what I was saying, in a marriage, if you let your wife sleep with other dudes, that's between the two of you, and that's what's happening in your marriage. It's not a position of weakness. In some senses, it's a position of strength, especially if you're of the age where you don't have sex all the time like you want to, and your wife is of the age where she wants sex like a teenage boy. Now, we all understand that that kind of situation is called a cuckold, but how most people see the cuckold relationship is that the man is in the weaker position because his woman is getting smashed by another guy. I assert that that's not the weaker position. It depends on the situation and the relationship. If the man is the one allowing it, he could be the one in the strength position and not the woman in the strength position. So to me, that gives the idea that most guys see a man in a relationship or as a marriage as in the weaker position. That's my understanding of what they were saying, right? So I assert this point, that it's not the weaker position, it's actually the stronger position, depending upon who is allowing it and who's just going along with it, right? My position is this. If I have a woman that I'm dating and she's just fine as hell or whatever, and we're out somewhere and it's somebody I know and I say let my homeboy or something like that, fuck. In some hood senses, I'm the dude because I can get her to fuck my homeboy and have nothing to do about it. Dudes will look at me like I'm the fucking man, like, oh, I got some kind of control over women, right? If I can get her to have sex with me and another girl, or just her and another girl while I'm there, they would see me as being the man, right? Same situation. Now, where this switches for people is once you say that you're married. Once you say that you're married, if me as a man can do the same things, can do the same two scenarios and make the same two scenarios happen with my permission, my question is, how does that make me the weaker man? How? Because the logic doesn't hold up. If I can be the man if I let my homeboy smash this fine chick, what difference would it make if I married the chick and still let my homeboy smash this fine chick? Is it because I'm married? Is that it? The piece of paper that nobody seems to care about, nobody wants to do because it's just a piece of paper? If it's just a piece of paper, then it doesn't matter. Because I'm of the mind, having been married and been divorced, your marriage is whatever the hell you say it is. Because the only people that's in the marriage and agree to it is the husband and the wife. They can have whatever kind of relationship they want to. Case in point, I can't remember the article. I think it was in the San Francisco Chronicle or something like that. And this would be, say, 15, 20 years ago. I'm just guessing and giving you a range if you want to look it up. And this man and his wife were married like 20, 30-something years. They were married 20, 30-something years, but the man only saw her on the weekend. He only saw her on the weekend. During the week, he would leave their home. I think it was in Sausalito or something like that, Ran or whatever. And he would come into San Francisco to work, and he would just stay here all week and then come home on the weekend. Now, they were married, right? Now, in that situation, since their marriage obviously is not built upon sexual fidelity, they had a long-standing marriage when they weren't having sex that much. Now, the rational idea would be that nobody is going without sex that fucking long. So either he is having somebody else or she is having someone else. Whereas in a marriage situation, if the two of you agree to it, that's still your marriage. It doesn't matter. See, this is the thing I get with people not understanding things that they're talking about. If you've never been in that situation, you don't really understand it. Is that point in fact, your marriage is whatever the hell you say it is. If you say it's okay that your husband or wife or vice versa can have an outside, love interest or whatever, somebody to work out the kinks, then that's in your relationship and it's good. No, neither one of you are the weaker for allowing it. It's actually, to me, having been married, a stronger position because you're open enough to talk about it, and that cuts out all the cheating, which is the weaker position, because you're not strong enough or have enough security in yourself or the relationship to say that, hey, this is something that I feel like I'm wanting. What can we do about this? And come to some kind of adult agreement about it, instead of sneaking around and trying to do it and never owning up to what it is that you want or need as an adult. Adults understand they have needs. Adults also understand one person may not fill all of your goddamn needs. That's absolutely ridiculous. That's that greeting card notion of what romance and a relationship is. One person is not going to fulfill you completely. You fulfill you completely. And you fulfilling yourself completely is you being able to do things that you want to do that make you happy. The other person, your wife or your husband, can only give you a certain part of it. But if the other part of it is you like fucking petting dogs on the goddamn weekend and they don't like dogs, then you're going to have to find that happiness somewhere else. Doesn't mean that you have to throw them away, but they're going to have to allow you to do what it is that actually makes you happy. And if they do, it makes your relationship stronger. And that means the relationship is not based on sex. It's about trying to do the best you can to help the other person achieve their view of happiness while maintaining your relationship together. That is my idea of what an actual marriage is, not just sexual fidelity. If it was just about sexual fidelity, you couldn't have whole groups, this whole shadow world that Ron Wills will talk about and some of the other dating coaches and stuff like that can talk about and know about. And understand that it's full of married people. You couldn't have people online and all these porn sites watching these dudes with their wives or whatever, having swingers clubs and cuckold sessions and all the rest of this damn shit. As far as I know, there's some brothers in this space who get into that cuckold shit because they the damn buck coming to smash somebody's wife. But it's not that the dude is in the weaker position. It's that the dude does not put his whole stock and faith in his manhood in the woman's vagina or domination of her vagina. Because in essence, you don't own that shit. She does. And love you or not, if she feels like it, she can give it to any man that wants to have it. So your relationship has to be based on something more than that. Same thing with your husband's dick. But that's just my view of the shit. That's it. So just to finish up that point, because I didn't get to, I had to jump off the stream. I don't think, personally, it's a position of weakness. It can be a position of weakness, but then again, it's based on who is initiating that conversation and who is allowing that behavior and under what circumstances. If it's an agreement you both came to together, that's different. If it's an agreement where one person just bullied the other one into it, that's position of weakness. But from my understanding of that life, it takes a great degree of security in yourself and in that other person and in your relationship, and a lot of trust to be able to do it. But anybody has any experience with this shit can, talk to me about it and share their information that they have. But that's it. Like, share, subscribe, ring the bell if you feel so inclined. And I'm Artisan MC, and I'll check you guys out next time. Peace.